Hi everybody, welcome to this video. Today we're gonna see the dark side of the UFC.
Truly, honestly believe if it wasn't for the pills that I'm taking, my life would have been done a long time ago.
It's the part of
So yeah, right from the start, as you can see, former fighters say their experience. Obviously, these people fight all their life. They use the body. They take so much damage, and then they have to take pills. Nobody cares for them because they already gave their best years, and nobody's gonna take care of them after. And obviously, I'm sure there's no contracts that they are taking care of for the rest of their lives for any damage they got through their career. So yeah.
combat sports that everyone knows about but would rather not talk about. For all the greatness that we see these fighters achieve in the cage, ring, or octagon, there is generally a cost that must be paid. And oftentimes you don't see the effects until it's too late. For this video, we're looking
And who is gonna be there for them when they are, they got so much damage in their career? And yeah, is like the president gonna be there for them? Are the people who are cheering gonna be there for them? I really want to know about this.
looking into the dark side of brain trauma and CTE within the sport of MMA. One fighter who's been quite open about his brain health struggles in his retirement life is the former UFC welterweight and middleweight champion, Georges St-Pierre.
When I first came on your show, yeah, you cut me really off guard.
You are afraid of aliens, though, right?
Yeah, I'm afraid of a lot of things.
George St. Pierre stuff with UFOs.
I think it's head trauma.
Yeah?
I can't say something happened to me. I have no proof. I just don't know. I'm gonna tell you something, and I'm gonna be honest about it. Sometime I look at the clock right after, and it's like the clock advanced like 4 hours. There's a time zone that I don't remember what happened.
It's called falling asleep.
I hope so.
What do you think? You think you're getting snatched up and
No.
taken away for a couple hours?
Drove my car on a normal day, like going somewhere. Then I look, and it's 2 hour pass. Like 2 hour I just passed, like this.
The way he was describing things is very similar to the way people describe things when they've experienced excessive head trauma.
Yeah. So you can see for yourself. And this guy, I'm sure he came out and said that every time he went on to have a fight, he hated it. He didn't want to participate it. And, he didn't want to fight at all. And he was glad when he retired. He didn't want to even come back. So you can see for yourself that this sport is something temporary, like most of the things in this life, and just choosing to do it for an amount of whatever money, which don't exist, you're just wasting your time for no reason. You're destroying your body that was given for you in this life, and yeah, absolutely no reason at all.
So he's experienced a lot of head trauma. One of the symptoms of head trauma is memory loss issues.
These aren't hard sparring days.
No, it could happen every day.
How long has this been going on?
Since I'm a kid.
GSP has enough self-awareness to understand that he's probably suffering from some form of CTE.
Yeah, so he was enrolled into this martial arts since he was a kid. The kid brain, when you're a kid, your brain is evolving as you're getting older. So it's the worst time to put your kids in any martial arts or fighting, because they're gonna get hit, of course, in the head, and then they're gonna have the problems later in life. Nobody's gonna take care of them after that, of course. So you can see it's a terrible idea to put your kids there.
But even still, when you hear him speak about time skips and encounters with aliens, it's hard not to think that he is now paying the price for the hard work he put in during his career. And he wasn't even a fighter who went out there looking to engage in vicious wars. But all the
Which hard work? They make you believe like you are working hard, but it's imaginary hard work. Like they're telling you you're gonna become a champion. You're gonna wear the belt, and everybody's gonna like you. That's false. It's a temporary thing. It's a temporary thing.
those days in the training room add up. Few fighters in the modern sport openly invite chaos as much as the lightweight living legend Justin Gaethje.
Are you ever worried about the long-term effects of taking repetitive punches to the head? You spoke on a little bit.
So the Poirier and the Alvarez fight were really hard. Mentally, physically taxing fights. The Chandler fight, not so much. The Khabib fight, I got choked out. There's no TBIs like getting choked out. Most of the damage is going to come from practice, getting your body prepared for this kind of warfare. You have to put yourself through it, or else you won't.
Why? Why do you have to put yourself through something that's gonna damage you in life? This is like an example for the youth right now. You have to put yourself getting punched in the head, getting brain damage, CTE, not being able to speak when you are 40 years old, making people making fun of you for no reason because you're not okay in the head, you have problems. That's okay then. Yeah, you have to do that. You have to get brain damage, right? Yeah, that's a good idea right there.
You won't be ready. You can't take the shots. Oh no, I don't worry about that. I don't want to live forever anyways.
Terrible way of thinking. It's not about living forever. It's about living quality years. Much different than living forever. This is an excuse a lot of people have. Either their health, the way they are eating. Oh, I don't want to live forever. I'm gonna die. Okay. Does that mean you have to go out there and destroy your body so you have to die earlier or something like that? I don't understand that. If everyone thought like this, we'll all go and jump off a mountain or something, or do terrible stuff. It's not a good way of thinking. Yeah, I don't agree at all with this.
We're not trying to be callous when we say this, but there are not many fighters of this era who have willingly thrown themselves into the fire as much as Justin Gaethje. In fact, part of his appeal as a mixed martial arts is exciting. In fact, every single one, barring perhaps the Khabib fight, has been either a brutal knockout or a back and forth war. Gaethje knows exactly what he's signing up for, and all we can hope for is that he doesn't end up paying the price for it down the line. Max Holloway.
You can't hope. It's over. He had so many fights. He got knocked out, as you said, so many times. So obviously he's gonna pay the price. The only thing that's gonna help him, it's a miracle. And yeah.
Holloway is a guy who seems to have grown wiser as the years have gone on about the importance of having good brain health.
Take care of your guys' brain. Try and find brain health. Learn about brain health and do the right things. You only get one brain, guys. You only get one brain, and once that thing starts deteriorating, it's not like anything else where you can grow it back.
Exactly. So all the money that you're gonna make being a legend and a fighter is not gonna matter once your brain is scrambled and you can't even speak a word. So as you can see himself right there, he's a fighter. He's realizing it right now. And he probably wishes he never started this sport, but he's too deep right now. And he can't just, obviously there's contracts involved and stuff. He can't really go and say what he really wants to. But if you ask him personally, he will definitely tell you the truth that he regrets basically starting this sport.
So be smart, go see specialists, go see doctors, go do research on your own brain health. And
I mean, doctors are not going to be able to do anything after you have done so much damage to your brain. They won't be able to restore the brain, and yeah. So you have to take care of your brain yourself. Don't be waiting for any doctor to take care of your brain.
And take care of yourself, because at the end of the day, that's what it is.
How about you don't even involve yourself in this sport to take care of yourself? Don't just go there and getting punched in the head and you expect to live another 50 years after. That's not gonna happen, obviously.
You want to be able. I don't want to be a vegetable when I grow older, especially with all these. Everybody keep talking.
Then stop the sport. Do something else. This sport, it's called sport. Sports don't even exist. I mean, there's no such a word, sport. It's a man-made word. Yeah, just don't do it. Why do you hope to not be a vegetable when you're doing something that's gonna cause you to be a vegetable? Doesn't make sense.
Talking to me about how much times you got hit and blah blah blah. Brother, I take brain health so serious. People would never know. After my career.
How seriously you take it? You're still participating in this sport and you take it seriously? You should have stopped this sport a long time ago and also advocate for others to not do it.
Maybe I'll talk about it and all this stuff that we've been doing, but take care of you guys' brains, do you guys' homework, get on it, and
Yeah, do your homework. Never participate another time in the sport. Pretty much.
be smart.
Perhaps, like many of these warriors, starting a fighter has changed his perspective on things. But for as much as Max's fighting style gives him the highest output offensively of any fighter in UFC history, there are also drawbacks. Holloway is also one of the most hit fighters to ever lace up gloves. And while sure his chin held up remarkably well over the past decade plus, we finally saw it get cracked by Ilia Topuria. And like any great jaw, once it goes for the first time, it gets a little easier to tag.
A great jaw. What does that mean? I mean, you have a great jaw, man. Yeah, it's so hittable. It's such a great jaw. I must still hit it, so it becomes bad. Whatever.
Him from there onwards. This next one is a real tough watch. The former UFC fighter Nam Phan has experienced the type of deterioration that you can quite literally see, or in this case, hear.
Hey, how's it going? This is me, Nam Phan. Just getting done with my morning run. Now I'm getting ready to train at my school, the Madu Academy.
Yeah, how you doing? Did you 10 miles this morning. Woke up late. I did run 5 miles. It doesn't sound as good.
First round, I wrestled some wrestler guy who's good, who's tough. Kept the pressure on him. Eventually, I got to take the takedown and stuff like that. I got 4-2. Took his back.
My family and my close friends care about me. You don't want to see me get hurt.
Man, I was thinking, Asian brother can't get no love, man.
And how you doing? It's about a few days. It's Tuesday. It's about a few days after my fight. I put Muay Thai fight. I talked to Gia Dacker after the fight. She's a pretty cool guy.
Nam Phan.
And you can see like that's like in very short time. That's like 10 years, and the guy already is showing signs of CTE. You can see, is it really worth it? Ask yourself. Is it you want to be like that? Whoever is doing this sport right now? Yeah.
And is unfortunately one of the prime examples of CTE at work. He fought 38 times in pro MMA, including a solid stint in the UFC. And while he did only get KO'd 4 times in that period, he also competed as a boxer, where he ended his career on a string of 8 losses and 1 draw in 9 fights. All those years of training and sustaining punishment really started to become noticeable. And though he still operates as a coach and is regarded as one of the good guys in the sport, the deterioration of his speech is beyond any doubt at this point. But many active fighters are young.
He should become a coach of keeping people away of the sport. That would be a good coach right there.
Young and bold enough to accept whatever it is that comes for them later in life. Joe Rogan famously.
Why do they have to accept that? Why do they have to get their brain so much brain damage and then say, okay, I got brain damage, that's it? Why? Just don't get it in the first place. It's very easy.
Quit kickboxing due to experiencing headaches from blows that he took to his skull.
The thing that people don't understand about head injuries is that, like CTE in particular, you don't have to get knocked unconscious to get it.
Right.
It's repeated small blows can give you CTE. In fact, there's some soccer players that get CTE.
Again, all of this sport cause problems. That's why it's not worth it. I mean, it's sports. They don't even exist. Natural life, you're not gonna do stuff like that. Obviously, it's just this man-made world that you gotta do this sport, and people are gonna watch you, and they're gonna cheer for you because you became the champion. And all of these are man-made ideas on our heads. There's no such a thing as champions. There's no such a thing as sport, the legends. Nobody's gonna remember them. Nobody remembers anybody. Yeah, you just they got brainwashed that they're legends or they're tough, and they're basically fighting themselves because they think like people are gonna like them more if they do this sport. That's why you're gonna participate in this kind of sport. In the first place, you go and start doing martial arts. It's because you want people to like you, because you think you're not likable now, and you want people to say, "Oh, we like this guy. He's tough." It's basically trauma through your life, and you're trying to find a way to fight it and prove that you are tough.
Trauma to the head is what causes soccer players to get CTE.
Yeah.
Now, soccer players are getting CTE from a soccer ball. I've bounced a soccer ball. I played soccer when I was a kid. That doesn't hurt, but that thump, that's giving you CTE. People who ride jet skis get CTE.
Wow.
Do you know that? Like doing Taekwondo, I definitely got hit in the head, for sure. But I didn't get hit in the head as much. Because it's hard to kick people in the head. You definitely get hit. I mean, I don't know how many times. I definitely got hit. But I never got knocked out from a head kick. But I got knocked out from punches before. Wow. Or at least TKO'd. I got TKO'd. But when a punch hits your face, it's like your legs go, everything like shuts off. Like if you get rocked and you see like a person go down, it's not that they go down like, oh, there's so much pain, I have to go down. No, you get hit and everything shuts off. It just goes, and then you feel your legs like rubber. You're trying to stand back up.
Rogan has been around the sport long enough to have seen the rise and
Yeah, and he realized that it's a waste of time and it's not gonna bring anything to his life. So he decided to stop, quit the sport. And what he's doing instead, he's like an interviewer. You know, I have seen him before talking to the fighters. You know, it's the easiest job he could find. And he's actually making even more money than some fighters, apparently, you know. So yeah, he was smart. Like he thought, why should I get brain damage and not being able to talk when I'm 40 years old? I just hear and interview other people who are gonna get brain damage. As you can see, yeah. So yeah.
fall of many great talents. But for as much as Father Time is undefeated in a competitive sense, Rogan also keeps in touch with a lot of fighters after they hang up their gloves for good. And some of the stories he has heard are truly rough. Remember, if you're enjoying this content, be sure to get involved by liking the video and leaving a comment. Seeing the former fan favorite Spencer Fisher these days is a truly harrowing sight, and he is unfortunately paying a dear price for the way he made his career.
How did your career come to an end?
I ended up getting go for a physical, and they found lesions in my brain, and which led to further studies, and I found that I had dementia.
What's your day-to-day life like?
I forget where I'm going, depression, dizzy spells, calm people.
So all you're gonna do is you're gonna do this career fighting, and then you're gonna become an experiment for the doctors to see what kind of issues you develop, basically. So not only you're gonna get used by the company you're fighting, but after you're gonna get used by a doctor to see, okay, this guy fought for so many years and he has this issue. Okay, let's do an experiment on him. So yeah, you'll be a guinea pig, how you call it? Guinea pig.
People, different names, not knowing their actual name. My kids, I've had instances in the past.
I'm sure you wish for this to happen to you, right? Whoever's doing this sport, not being able to remember your kid's name. That would be nice, huh?
That I couldn't think of their name on the spot, and just my balance is shot. I have a hard time remembering what I did yesterday, and last week's a complete blur. My long-term memory is okay, but my short-term memory is gone.
Spencer was an electric member of the UFC roster for the 17 fights he spent under the promotion's banner, but when he pulled out of his final ever fight with Yves Edwards due to some worrying results in his brain scan, it effectively ended his career. And from there, he has had issues with depression, balance, forgetfulness, and a myriad of other problems. Dana White and the UFC paid him a monthly allowance up until the WME IMG takeover in 2017. But when the UFC president was asked about Fisher after that deal, he basically said that Fisher knew the risks of a career.
That's what they're gonna say for you also. You wrote that, you put your signature there. Yeah, it's not like UFC has to take care of you for the rest of your life. You agree to this, you go there, nobody forces you, you put your body in danger, and then what they're gonna do? They're gonna pay you for the rest of your life? Obviously not. and a lot of people are gonna say, "Oh, it doesn't respect." Why are they gonna respect you? You go there and found them, and you told them, "Oh, I'm gonna do this for this kind of money." So yeah, what are they gonna do after? Just don't participate if you don't want to have an issue later. It's very simple.
Career in fighting. Fans like to joke about Tito Ortiz and his verbal screw-ups on the mic, but it's important to remember that he wasn't always like this.
As you guys get older, is it harder to get your bodies into the shape that's required to go at each other?
Not with me. I mean, I've only been off for a year and a half. I'm only 43 years old. I'm an old mature. I mean, I matured old. I mean, very fast, but at the same time, my body hasn't matured great, just because of my father's really old. My father's 80 years old. My grandmother's 100 years old. So my body.
You can see here the consequences. Yeah, what can you say, man? It's very sad, very sad. I mean, why would you live this life? I don't understand. Like, you were given health and you decide to destroy it. I just can't, like.
Body is in great shape.
Is that a sustainable model? Are the other people on the undercard getting a cut of pay-per-views and gate, or is it just yourself and Chuck?
Well, it is just me, myself, and Chuck.
Well, here we are with Geraldo Babalu. You did an awesome job. So what? You're a black belt in jiu-jitsu, getting an awesome submission there. I want to tell me what you see. Let's go ahead and see by the fight what you saw in the ring.
I train 6 days, actually 6 days a week, 5 days a week. I'll train 3 days a week. One of those days I will train 2 days of the week. So 6 days a week I'll be training.
Thank you, Oscar. Las Vegas, California, live at the Forum, November 24th. I get an opportunity to put you on once and for all.
You know, lastly, Chuck feels like he stole your thunder, and this is sour grapes from you. Like, it's personal because, in a way, you're jealous of him. How does hearing that out of his mouth fall on your ears?
Jealous of him? This guy can't even put a fucking sentence together, man. Are you kidding me right now? He's.
Well, he can either. He's saying for others that they can't put a sentence in their mouth.
He's reaching for those grapes. He's trying to make his wine, and the wine's already sounding like a violin with that cheese and wine. We'll see on November 24th.
Ortiz,
he wouldn't have a job, the reporter, if these people didn't exist, you know, if they didn't get the damage. He won't be able to feel them and make fun of them as well.
These days is better known for his shameless self-promotion in totally pointless fights. Like his trilogy with Chuck Liddell. Sorry to bring that one up, but almost every time we hear him speak, it's like he's incapable of stringing together even the most basic of sentences. Sure, it can be pretty funny when he gets memed on, but in reality, the man was a long-time 205-pound champion in the UFC.
Man-made idea, you're a long-time 205 champion of the UFC. That doesn't even make sense, it's not real. It's fake again.
Who's trying to navigate post-retirement life in the social media age. He's not the only one either. But which fighter springs to mind first for you when you think about the dark side of CTE and brain trauma?
So yes, as I said, it's a sport that destroys you. Obviously, what happens to them is their choice. See you on the next one.